makes me even more nervous that I'll just waste the time. If people will just really take heed to it and just consider what's already been said to you today. We won't hold you much longer. We'll shortly bring the service to a close. I'm going to speak just a few words and let Brother Jerry come on and close it out. But there truly has been some very good things said here, and none of them have pointed you to us. None of it has been, look at us and how awesome that we are, because we're not. But it's all been trying to point you to one man. And I want you to understand that I'm like these brothers. I've had so many thoughts going through my mind. I guess this is the biggest crowd of family that we've ever had that I can ever remember. And that's a good thing. And it's a scary thing for me, because I'm afraid that I'll just squander the time. But I want you to understand today that God has blessed us to come. And I told you that my earliest memories in life was coming down here on vacation, and always right around the 4th of July. And I've always heard, Mom has always told me that story about Mama saying that she wanted it to go on. And I didn't realize that Papa had said something to Aunt Mary before he died. I guess that Betty Eastup's 2 babies had already died. And they had buried them up on the hill there. Never knew them. Don't even remember them. But then before Papa died, I guess him and Mary had walked around and talked just a little bit, and he told her, he said that, wouldn't it be good to have a memorial meeting of those 2 little ones? Yeah. Maybe it would cause the family to keep coming around. And we could use that as a way to keep people coming around. And I look out and I see the family. It's such a large family. I was trying to count in my mind this morning how many grandkids maybe that Mama had. And I was up over, I guess, 55, and I wasn't sure about some. And I thought about Toy, Mama's only brother that I've heard of. Maybe she had one more, and he had 16 children, and I don't know how many grandchildren they got. That's for Lisa to figure out. But just 2 little families right there. The Tackett's and the Holyfields. That's what this memorial's all about. And how many grandchildren, how many great-grandchildren that have been affected by this little memorial service. But listen, I want you to understand that when you look out in this world and men and women begin to look out and they begin to see the mountains that God has created, they look at the oceans and they begin to see their boundaries that God set for them, brother. Somebody might say, yeah, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Listen to me, brother. He set all the boundaries round and about. He flung the stars that are in heaven today. And somebody might say, well, that's his greatest achievement. That don't even come close, Brother Glenn, to God's greatest achievement. God said when he made man Listen, it's not good that man should be alone, brethren. Oh, brethren. And God gave him a helper, didn't he? Gave him a woman, brethren. And they became a family. And that's one of the greatest gifts that God has ever gave to this earth. It's family today. And brethren, we take it for granted, don't we, Brother Thomas? But listen to me. When I'm not going to stand very long, but I want to get some across to everybody that's here today. We've got one shot at it in life. Listen, when we're dead and gone, there ain't no use trying. It's all for them. Listen to me. Brother, I'm telling you one thing here, Jesus, when he come walking, listen, out of the judgment hall, Dad, brother, listen, they laid a little cross on his back. Oh, there was men and there was women, and there was a multitude following Jesus, and he turned. Here he has been beaten. He's been treated awful cruel, Brother Elisha, and now he knows where he's headed. He can see the end in sight, Dad. But you know what he done? He turned to them that was following him. No doubt many of them was family, brethren. Jesus, he turned to them and he said, "O mothers of Jerusalem, don't weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children." Look at the world we're living in today. It's a rough place, Brother Glenn, and it seems like it's getting rougher and rougher. To think we're bringing children up here. I got news for you today. If there was ever a time we needed to be praying for one another, that families needed to come together, it's right now. Listen to me. You know what, brethren? Listen, Jesus went right on up that little hill, and they nailed him to that cross. But when they got him up there, brethren, listen, here's the love that Jesus has got. Listen, you can call it natural love if you want. That's all right. I've heard them say that. But listen, they hung Jesus, nailed him to that cross, and he looked down. There was his mother standing there. There was his aunt standing there, and Mary Magdalene, and he looked at that mother of his, and he said, "Oh, woman, behold thy son." Listen to me. And then there was a disciple standing right there next to his mother. Listen, and he looked over at John and he said, "Behold thy mother." You know what he was doing right there? He was taking care of his mom. His mom was standing at the foot of that cross, and she was weeping, watching her son. She had other children, didn't she? According to the record of God. But Jesus wanted somebody to take care of his mother, and he looked at him and he said, "Behold thy mother." And from that very hour, John took Mary home with him, and she lived with him. You see, I'm telling you one thing here. I look out and I see this family, and I see all these things. Brother, and I'm telling you, there ain't nothing in life worth allowing us to miss a few minutes together, Gary. The other day, when you came to the shop and hung out with me, and we began to reminisce about old times. Listen, I can hardly think of a time in my young days where that we weren't with Aunt Mary's children, and we weren't with Uncle Carl's kids. Listen to me, and you know what? It seemed like it was all peace and joy. Sure, we'd squabble and we'd fight, Dad, but I'm telling you one thing, my greatest memories in life was being with my family. But I want you to know I've got another family that I want you to get in touch with. I met a man that Brother Mike was telling you about. I met the man that Chris was telling you about. I met the man, Dad, and you know what? It ain't going to be long till we're going to go and see him, Brother Johnny. I hate to hear about your daughter. Their oldest girl, 53. Listen, has been diagnosed, and they've had her on life support. It looks like she ain't going to be here long. But if she'll turn her life over to the man called Jesus, you know what? There's going to be another reunion coming. You know what? I'm not perfect in this world. I don't even claim to be. But I'm telling you about a man that is perfect, Chris. I may not understand everything in this Bible. And guess what? He loves me anyhow. And brother, I'm telling you, the man that I want to tell you about has got more mercy, has got more love than we ever thought of having for one another. I want you to meet this man called Jesus. Listen, I'm telling you, Aunt Mary, I don't know what would have been on Papa's mind when he told you those things. But you know how good it's been. Apparently him and Mama must have talked about it a lot. Lord, and that was Mama's, some of her last words that she ever spoke in this world. You know, Mom told me this. She said when we was down in Lexington, and Mom was laying there, not going to get out of that hospital. I thought she was going to get out for a little bit and get to come home. And the children started saying, Mom, you can come here with me. You can stay with me. You know how kids will do. Lord, Mom said she remembers what you said, Uncle John. No, we'll take Mommy home. That's where her heart is. And I'll stay right there with her if I have to. I got news for you today. Mommy's home now. Lord, and one of these mornings I'm going to the same place, brother. I'm going to go and see her. You know what? I love the thoughts, that little song that Brother Josh sings sometime. If my loved ones, if they know when I was coming, Brother Barry, they'd be watching from those windows. I love that little song, but I got news for everybody. When that old eastern sky splits open, and them graves give forth that, I got news for you today. Every eye is going to be on that man called Jesus. I ain't going to be looking for you, Mama. I ain't going to be looking for Dad. I ain't going to be looking for my children in that morning. I'm going to have my eyes on one man. And I'm glad today that I'm going to a land where there'll be no more memorial meetings. I'm glad there'll be no more lists like this. I've had to try to keep it. No doubt I've missed some of them. But I'm telling you what, it's growing and growing, and it's going to keep growing in this world. It really is. If time lasts, either I'll bury you or you'll bury me. That's what I want to get across to men and women. Get ready to go to heaven. You can say, well, I just don't buy into the whole thing. Well, it's funny to me. I've visited many, many cancer wards. I've visited many, many nursing homes. And I still haven't ran into an atheist that's eat up with cancer. I still haven't, Brother Glenn. I'm serious. When it comes right down to it, Brother Mike, all of a sudden they start thinking. When age gets on people, they start truly stripping themselves of the things that they prop themselves up with. Their mighty strength and their money and all of these things. And you know what? Then they start looking at the realities of life. And death is just as much a part of life as being born is. You're heading out of this world. I'm going to give way. Come on, Brother Jerry. Sing us a pretty song. Come on. Come on.